Oh, I took the trade right in the same spot that I did. It's the same trade, almost. It was the next candle actually, but it's still in it. It handled the pullback that I got out of on my manual trade. This one's in Discord if you want to trade it. It's the settings are in Discord. This one's going to be in the portfolio for the $300,000 account. Okay, we got some good volume now. About gonna hit the 4,000, almost hit the 4,000 contract volume. There we go. Come on. Big one here. $900 if it hits it. What a call. Oh. Wow, $1,100 already. Saw this last week. Put it on my live account and it slowed way down. That was a good one. Alright. Looks like we got quite a good crowd now. Let me pivot real briefly. In fact, I think I can do something. Oh no. Need to cover this one really quick. Have to cover this by law. So the CFTC asks us to let you know that all signals and trading opportunities provided both orally or electronically that are disclosed here today are really for educational and demonstrational purposes only. Me or my team take no responsibility for any trading or profits or losses that you may incur for trading. We're not financial advisors. We, have no interest in that. Don't understand it. So we're just traders, like retail traders. So that should cover the disclaimer for us. So it looks like we had a heck of a run on the NQ30 range again. This is really the haymaker, except the haymaker kind of have the times to the best times for this particular strategy. So I think the haymaker might start at 10 o'clock, end at 1 o'clock, but it's really the same settings or similar for sure. And then this 30 range drone. This one did real well last week. It made 2,500 last week, and they're all three of these are very similar. Okay, let's do a little bit of work on this data over here so I can figure out which ones to get going. Always wish I would have got it going sooner. It would have been nice to have that one locked in on that. So you got to get $7,500 in profit on this $300,000 account. So it's I think it's a $2,500. Yeah, it is. It's a $2,500 drawdown and $7,500 to pass the evaluation, and then I think it's $10,000 to pass the final, and then you can do the huge withdrawal on that. So let's see if we can have some fun with one of these and try to move the needle on it. So I was going to do some trade performance and just kind of get in my head which ones to use. So this one crushed it last week again. This one was the RTY Signal A 2080. It pulled in $3,000. So it had a rough day there. So I was going to look at the rougher days and try to figure out, how much to go in the hole on this one during the day to make sure that we don't, bust our account. So I'm going to go into the 15th, just kind of peek behind the curtain of that day and see what happened. So it looked like we were up, 281, and then didn't make any progress. So this one jumped right out of the gate. It made it up to 2,000 almost right there, 1,900. Ooh. So I'm kind of thinking about, the profit and loss per day is what I'm thinking about right now. So maybe around $500 loss and $1,500 profit. Let's just kind of see if that will hold water each day. Wow, what's going on here? 13th. Wow, I had 39 trades on the 13th. Holy moly. It started up. Wow, it made it up to $2,700 that day. That's a good number. Okay, so definitely could go higher on the profit side, it looks like. Got in the whole 200. Anywhere in there would be fine. Okay, so this one kind of tells me a story that if I would have kind of gave up on my loss on Thursday last week at maybe 500 or so, I wouldn't have took the big loss. But it looks like every other day this strategy I'm sure it's lucky, but it jumped out of the gate winning the whole 200 was other than that big loss day of 1,000, it went out of the gate swinging. So I think if give it a $500 loss per day, and then I don't know, maybe like $1,800 profit. Let's see what's happening out here. Okay, so this one, the Haymaker version, jumped back in a trade. Looks like it jumped in on this long right out of the gear here. So this one that I don't really have any other writing on the back side of it is it doesn't have any break even. It does break even at 80, but it doesn't do any moving to the positive side. And it will trade against the 50. Or the drone, I have not traded against the 50, so the drone wouldn't have taken this trade right here. It only trades with the 50. Trying to figure out if there's one that's better than the other. It seems like it's a little safer to trade with the 50, but the data hasn't really been definitive either way yet. So kind of just running some more data. They're both really good strategies. Both make a lot of money. This one, it's been running since the 11th of last month, and it's up, I think, about 12,000 still. Hey Scott, do you trade with any prop accounts, or do you use your live account? Or are you still like testing in sim? Because I want to do some sim challenges. I'm looking forward to creating like a sim challenge. So I was kind of looking over the weekend trying to figure out Twitch. Some people sent Twitch my way, so I was doing some research on Twitch. Or if we can do it on YouTube, I'd love to do it on YouTube too. But try to compete, for like an hour. Okay, cool, Scott. Thanks. He's using some prop accounts too, so good. Maybe we can share some information here to help each other. I'd like to see what you think of what we're doing, and get your input on how to build this strategy for this $300,000 account. I've traded a lot of them manually with the auto trader, so I had the haymaker going and I was trading with it, and I passed one, but I failed quite a few too. So would like to try to just get a portfolio. I've never tried it with a portfolio, and I think that'll be fun. So what value do you use, Scott? The prop accounts, like the $100,000 statics, which are my favorite, or are you using a different one? Kind of just get if you don't mind. You don't have to share that if you don't want to, but it'd be neat to kind of learn from what you're doing if you want to share. So I'm going to keep building my portfolio here. Okay, a 15 and 25. Those are fun. Those go quick. It was really great. Brock's my son, and he works for us, and had him and his buddy try to pass prop accounts, and they passed their 25. Brock passed it on his second try. His second try, he passed the $25,000 prop account using this. It was about, I don't know what it was, 3, 4, 5 months ago now, but it was the auto trader, and I was like, wow, that is awesome, man. He passed it like almost right away. He was actually like the first one on the team who passed his when we first started trying to run them. That was fun to watch. All right, so this one's still at 1100 for the day, which is a great day. Holy moly. Okay, we got quite a few of them out of the gate now. I was wondering this morning, it was super slow. This is another one that's been pretty hot. It's the Signal B, so it's the NQ Signal B, has the stop set at 50 and the target set at 200. Looks like it had a nice trade, and it's in another decent one right now. Okay, so one of them that we want to have in here is still up here, so that's good news. Oh, and it's in a good trade too right now. Ooh. Okay, we got to get this thing going. I got fear of missing out real quick. It's up 800 maybe right now. So we'll do this one next. This is the drone that's in this trade right here. It's really an emulation of, like I said, the same strategy. It's the stops are set at 46. It's on the NQ. Stops are set at 46. The target's 180. Breaks even at 80. But again, this one I just have going in the flow of the 50. Kind of feel like it's a safer trade, but it doesn't get in, as many trades, and it doesn't make as much money. So I don't know. This is Signal B drone. Okay, I thought it was a Signal A drone. This is the Signal B drone. Wow. And again. Yeah, it took that trade way up here. It was in that trade for a long time. Scott, do you try to do the micros with those prop accounts, or do you use the E-mini contract? Ooh. Wow, we dropped a lot of points today so far. $7.19, $6.19, $5.19. Almost 200 points. Ooh. Two micros, good call. Yeah, that's what Rory was doing on Friday, which was nice. That was a great strategy. He called it just like an announcer. He said early in the morning, yeah, I want to try to trade some micros on my Apex, and I'd like to get, 200 or 300 today. And that's what he beat that target. I was like, wow, good job, Rory. Way to go. Okay, next one that I want to try to take a look at is the NQ30 range Signal A drone. I want to see how that one's doing today. 30, that's the Signal B drone. So Signal A and Signal B, two different triggers that we have. in the auto trader right now. So Signal B is more of the trend one, and then Signal A is the Laguerre momentum trigger. So let's see if this drone made any money today. Doesn't look like it. Okay, it's breaking even probably right now. It's up 250 in this trade. It's down 250 overall. So, not totally convinced going against the 50 or with the 50 is a better idea. Look at the data and just kind of see. Last week it ended up proving out that going with the 50 was the best with this drone. But today so far, going against the 50 is fine. It's up $1,000. Okay, Scott, good luck with Charles. He'll take good care of you, as you know. And you're using 2 micros. Okay, good. Yeah, that's a good number. Okay, let's see if we can get this portfolio built out and put in place today. So the drone, I want to kind of just compare the data. I put this one on my live account last week, and I want to try to see if it's better to go with one of these or the one that goes with the 50. So I'm just going to kind of look at the data real quick. So I'll go to analysis and then dig into the data just for a second. So that's the Signal A drone is what I what I think I want to run, and check it out for last week how it did. It had a pretty good week. It ended at okay, so 16th is Friday. So it didn't have a good day. So yeah, it was up 25.76, and then it lost 1,000 on Friday, so it was up 1,500 for the week. Let's just let's see how the other one did. So this was up 1,500. That one was down, and the one that doesn't have any restrictions hardly was down. So last week it's the better play for sure. But if I look on an extended horizon in the rear view mirror here, that one I only started it last week, so that was the first week that I ran it. These have been running for a while. Okay, here we go. Signal A drone. Let's see how. Yeah, I've only been running it since the 12th. This one's been running for a while. So that one's got a few run days under it so far. It's at 4,600 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. So about 400 a day. But you have to be able to handle a drawdown. This one I started it, and then it tapped out at 1,000, and I was bummed out, so I restarted it, and it tapped out at another 1,000 down. So it had a tough day, but it's at 4,000 for the last 10 days. This one goes back a lot longer. This one's the first version that I got, and really got it from the new software that's coming out. When we started working with the AI development lab, we put the data in for what I first called the drone was the S50 T200 strategy, and it had a tough day on Friday. It was at 10,000 for the last month. So it's pretty good strategy too. Had a good run. It ran in the black for about 6 or so, 7, 8 days there. But it had a couple of stretches of red too, so 3 days here stretch, sporadic kind of here and there. So when we trade these, we got to make sure that we're ready to take a loss too, because it's not just victory laps. But overall, it's like any other investment. It's an up and down battle, but you know, trajectory is looking good for this one. So I'll add that one to the portfolio. And just kind of look at some of the drawdowns. I know that, you know, looks like 500, 1500 is probably a good number from what I see here for a day profit. We'll kind of just keep those numbers. The next one I think that I probably might want to look at is a really new one. This one's the YM, a 10 range that just recently pulled together. I was just looking at some charts. I wanted to build a drone in every index instrument, and I was messing around with the different charts, and I saw this one, and I thought maybe this would be a decent chart to do the Dow on. So we got just a few days of data here, but looks like it was at 1700 last week. Wonder why it didn't trade over the weekend or Friday. Let's see. Okay, good. It took a trade today. So it's at 1500. This might be worth putting in the portfolio. It looks like the 1500 would work here too. It looks like even 5 and 1000 is probably better for this one. So let me lower that. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on back here. Another good entry on this signal B. This is the trend signal. Ooh. See if we got any recent pivots coming up. Nope. Wow. Okay, so since the open, we're down about 200 points. Looks like we hit our high right at 932 or so today on the NQ. Got about 720, 620. So there was 100, 520. Yeah, almost got to 200 points so far today. It's 10 o'clock. Good movement. good day to be trading. Okay, let me transition this one in and so you can see the values of how they're doing today. Got quite a few of them on the leaderboard so far. Got it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A few of them here. Looks like the lead one this morning is the NQ Signal B, which is our trend trigger. And it's got a stop set at 50 ticks and the target set at 200 ticks. So it caught a couple of those shorts, those long shorts earlier, and rode them into victory there. So one of those targets is $1,000. When it hits that 200 tick profit, it's $1,000. So yeah, it means I like the way I kind of said them. It's easy to see that that's a 4-to-1. What I noticed when we were building drones is that 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1. If you can get anything to do 6-to-1, and make a lot of money. Is what I noticed is the way that it seems to work in your favor. But obviously you can't, try to bite off too much of a target. If it doesn't move, that many points, you won't get it. But that's what I've noticed. Looks like Signal B is the one to be in today. It looks like we got 3 of the Signal Bs up on top of the chart today, and then we go into a Signal A. So both of the triggers are working today off the bat on the NQ. These are all 5. Oh, good. The Haymaker jumped in. So must have got a Haymaker trade. I think the Haymaker wakes up at 10 o'clock. Let's go take a look at it. The Haymaker is kind of a version of what we have there. Oh, I must change the time to 9:30. We always look at the data, which what times tend to be the most fruitful, and then put those into the the Haymaker, the cash cow, cash register, those kind of things. Looks like we have this one jumping in at 9:30, and it's made a couple of trades, and looks like I got one of them and missed 2, so it's at 400. Ooh. Wow. Catching some good ones on this Signal B today. Man. Let's watch one of these. This one's a lead dog right here. Signal B. So this one comes alive at 9:30 also. It jumped in this one. It lost its first trade. It jumped in this short here, made that target. Another short, made another target. So 2 targets. So it was up $2,000. Well, not quite $2,000 because it lost a $50 stop. I'm sorry, 50 tick stop at $5 a piece is $250. So this trade is a $250 loss trade or a $1,000 victory trade, and so it's at $2,000. Oh, it closed. Awesome. Closed at its profit target for the day. So this one I have trading every day and letting it take a loss of 1,000 or a profit of 2,000, and then it closes down. So it closed down today at the profit target. That one can really run up the score real quick. Got some good ones right here. Let's watch this one. This one's getting close to the target. So this one is a NQ30 range. Signal A. So this one, when the Laguerre popped out of the box there at the 80, it jumped in this trade right here and ran it down. It held because it didn't hit break even yet, so it must not hit 80 ticks down here. Allowed it to stay in that trade, and it's now did make the 80 ticks, so it's moved to 11 ticks of profit. So if it does do that stop right there, it would make $50. Yeah, so it made $50 on that trade. Getting some good movement now though. We were trading about 3 contracts a minute earlier. Let's see what we're at now. The way we have this indicator set up is it just counts up per minute, and then it just goes back to 0 after 60 seconds. So you kind of just got to watch it and just get a gauge for what the highest number was. So we're hitting 22. A number that I've seen is 10 grand. So looks like she made her about a little over 3 grand right there on that one per minute. So not a ton. Again, not last week, I think maybe it was either last week or the week before. I think I seen around I think I saw it hit 10,000 contracts trading a minute at one point. So this strategy right here, this one's the NQ30 range. So I'm running the NQ30 range chart, and this one's a signal A trigger. So it jumped in this trade right here, right on this cross. So we had the cross indicator pop on the chart when all the conditions are true for this strategy to jump in. Strategy or robot, we'll call them the same thing, or bot. It's basically a a group of settings is what a robot is for this. Just like when I was helping build cars, we had robots and they were really similar. We just gave them data and they did things on the data that we give it. So on the data that we give this particular one, we look at all the math behind the scenes here, and then have it jump in the trade on the next candle. So when that candle closes, we jump in the trade, trying to just reduce whatever risk we can to get a closure of the candle on 30 ticks, and then we jumped in right here. So we were able to handle this little bit of pullback. This has 46 ticks of stop. So it's built in a $230 loss capability. It went down, it came back. It probably looked like it came negative. We can see how many ticks this pulled back on us. So we go from where we entered right there, and we then can kind of see the high spot right here on this candle, that wick right up there. Let's go as close as we can, and it looks like it came back on us about 9 ticks. So let's say it was 10 ticks, that would be $5. So it'd be 50 bucks, as much as this one looks like it came back on us. So we would have had to have our stop set at least at $55 or $60 to be safe, to stay in the trade. We have our set at 46, so that's a lot more, but you don't want to do more than you need is the game here. So on this trade, we could have given it quite a few less ticks, but on average, we notice that 46 is a good risk to reward ratio for 180 ticks is the way we run these strategies. So it's about a 4-to-1. This one's a little less, right about though, about a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So it looked like it jumped in another trade right here on this Laguerre pop. So momentum's shifting to the upside, and it sensed it on this candle. But again, we close the next candle, we jump in. So we're in this trade now here on this particular strategy. This is one that I'm gonna go ahead and put into the portfolio for the $300,000 account today. So kind of watching this one a little closer. This one's been doing pretty good over the last month. This one, I've had it run for a couple of weeks, I think 3 weeks, and I can't remember, I think it's up maybe 5,000 or 6,000. So we'll get this one going. Curious to see what the RTY is doing today. Last week it had a really good week, so want to go take a look at the data of that one, and that's one that we want to put in the portfolio too. So this is kind of how they're shaking out today. So I always look at the realized value here. Today we had this one close at its profit target. This one is NQ signal B, and again I have the stop set at 50, the target set at 200. It might be just a few more little pieces of criteria in there, kind of giving it some buffer of when it takes a trade and when it doesn't. But it's pretty a stripped signal for signal B. I think we're looking at our other indicator, the background bias, I believe is only going to trade on up or down. So it's only going to trade with I think it's a triple assessment of trend. So it's a trend trigger. So that one closed at its profit target. This one's very similar, just different stops and targets. Less risk, less profit. So kind of shakes out that same way. You don't make as much, but typically it doesn't lose as much per day either. And then this one, the Signal B drone. So this one only goes in the trend of the 50. So this one's at $1,000, and if it could close this trade here, it's up another 500, so maybe 1,500. So it'd be somewhere around second right now. These three are really versions of themselves. Kind kind of this one's the stripped down version of it, and then this one has a break even of 11. This one will only go in the trend direction. Okay, we got the ES 5-minute to jump in. That's great. That's a good strategy. It doesn't trade often, so it doesn't get many trades a day, maybe 2 or 3. But it had a good week last week as well. I had the ES 5-minute cash register, which is really a very similar version of this 5-minute drone. Do well last week, so maybe it's a good week for it again. So we're getting a little momentum push for the upside, but not a lot. Looks like we're running about, last time we looked, it was about 3,000 contracts a minute, so that's not a ton of volume. Whoever's out there listening, maybe you guys could just put what kind of account you like to trade. If it's either sim or a live account or a prop account. If we have a good audience of prop account, I want to try to set up a $300,000 account today on like a portfolio of our strategies and kind of see how it does over the next. Hopefully, we can stay in for a few days. We can take a drawdown on that account of $2,500. So hoping to get some of these strategies going on it today. So maybe you could kind of just drop in what you guys prefer to trade, and maybe we can share some information about which ones are better than others to set up. Yeah, I was looking at this trade, kind of trying to figure out why it never went to break even plus 11, and we took the trade right here on this long entry, and it made it up 68 ticks before it started coming back. So it didn't make it up to the 80 that we need to hit to the break even and plus. So that was kind of the reason that one came back on us there. So kind of things that we can do is we saw that it went up 68 ticks, came all the way back to stop us out. We could change our break even, reduce it from the 80 to that one went 68. So you have the option to go from 80 ticks now down to 68 and still break even and make some money. It's kind of a balance of your risk to reward. So you can always change those settings really easy to get you in the money if you don't want to risk that much. Yeah, I was looking for the RT. I was looking for this one. This one was the best strategy last week. I was going to put this in the portfolio, but I wanted to see how it was doing so far today. I finally found it. Took me a while. It's the RTY Signal A S20T80. Last week I had a great week. It made like a little over $3 grand last week. So I was going to put this one in the portfolio. I just wanted to just do a gut check this morning, see if it was surviving or if it was getting crushed. So looks like it's surviving. I'll add that one to the portfolio. This will be one. Second one that I want to add to the portfolio is one of them that's the NQ Signal A 30 range. So let me, looks like today, Signal A right here, this one, looks like it's doing the best so far today. So this one's the NQ 30 range Signal A S46T180. Got it breaking even at 80, and then it does a little pop up, and you guys will have this this setting will come with the new update coming hopefully this week. Sergio's got it getting it zipped up and all put together. He's gonna do the auto loader on Rory's machine today. He's got the auto loader working on my machine up here. I've got a couple machines here, and so we'll keep kicking the tires on the auto loader. Might make sure that thing works properly. But we want to give you really all these strategies that I have. That way we can, be on the same page, as they say, map to map. And as we're watching these, strategies, we can, compare and contrast and, start building our portfolios, on a lot of data. And we'll have the, the drones. The drones will be flying. Sort of right here. And so we've got this drone right here. Oh, wow. Made $1,970. We'll be using these drones to develop our what we call the bots, the AI bots. So we kind of have two things now, an AI drone that's flying with some big stops and targets and kind of has some freedom. And then the bot will look at that data, that trade data, and adjust its stops and targets appropriately. So we've got that thing up here, up and running on my other machine, and I've got it cycling like crazy. Doing a lot of testing to make sure that it's robust, and not, first of all, safe with our money, and then it's not creating a lot of errors and those kind of things. So it looks like it's stable up here. So I'm excited so far, and hopefully we can get through this week of testing with the other machines and release that this week at some point. Probably later in the week is my guess at this point. It's already Tuesday. Kind of skipped yesterday. Took a little trip over to the Bahamas. Went to one of the islands over there for the weekend, which was neat. Really cool to see the aqua blue water. First time in my life to the Bahamas, so that was neat. I moved to Miami Beach about 1.5 years ago, so it's only a 45-minute flight here from Miami Airport, so that was really cool. Nice, easy flight to get over there and see some of that really, really cool beach over there. So let's keep building this portfolio. I think I want to take probably 3 or 4 of the strategies that have been performing, and I'm going to put them on this $300,000 account. So I've got the top 6 that we put out in Discord. Maybe I could even use micros to get it to where we could use all 6. Kind of like my 401k plan or whatever. Maybe that's a good strategy to keep it rolling. Wow. Woo. Huh. Yeah, definitely a trend day today. Signal B is in control today. We lost a couple hundred points on the NQ so far today. I think we got up at 720 we saw earlier, and we're down to below 520, so that would have been 200 so far today. Looks like an easy chart to trade by just crunching it down since 9:30. I was trading it though, and it's not as easy as it looks when you look backwards. Okay, let's put this strategy together. We'll get this thing rolling. So we're gonna do a new strategy, and so I'm gonna build one and put it on my my Apex account, the $300,000 account. We'll put 6 strategies on it, and we'll do them in the micros so we can get it to run for a little while, and see if we can get one to make us a trajectory that will get it to pass. So let's do a new strategy. Over here, I've got them written down. So the one that we're going to go after first is really my favorite. It's really the Haymaker. Been trading that one for quite a while, but it's really that NQ30 range signal A. And I know today's not a signal A day, so it's not going to do well on a day that it just drops 200 points or 300 points, because it's trying to it's a counter trend strategy basically. So it's not set up for today, but on a normal day where it's not losing 200 or 300 points directly, it'll make money. So I want to put that one in play. And I've got really 3 versions of it. The one that did really good last week was the one that trades in the direction of the trend, which again would be okay today because it's not going to take those counter trend trades. But the downside of it is it doesn't make as much money because it doesn't get in as many trades. But it seems to be a little bit safer than the other one. So we'll get this one rolling. This one's the NQ30 range signal A drone. To do that, we just load this guy. And now I want to keep all the settings the same because that's how it has worked well in the past. The only thing that I do want to change, and this will change it significantly, is kind of limit it in profit and loss per day. So I want to run it on, what do I want to do? So this one, yeah, it'll only go in the trend direction. So to lose $250, that's kind of steep on something. It's 10% of the loss limit of this strategy. You can lose 2,500 before it goes out. So we don't want really one trade, to be 10% of this strategy. So we'll go down to the M&Qs, and let's make one trade be 5%. So we'll cut it in half. We'll go to the micros here. We'll go to the M and Q. And, this is really a strategy to kind of, reduce your risk or your opportunity as well. So by changing it to 5, I'm basically taking a E-mini contract and dividing it in half. So the M and Q follows the NQ almost directly. So you're in about the exact same time and out about the exact same time. They are off a little bit, it seems like. I think if you do research, it says they're the same, but maybe they are, maybe they aren't. They're close. So we'll set it up basically with half of the risk. So one loss on this trade will be $125, and it'll have the opportunity to make 500. So 125 loss or a victory of 500 is the way this one's set up. And if it gets to 80 ticks, it'll pop up the stop to 21 ticks. So if we do make 80 ticks on this trade in our direction, we will capture. In this case, it's $50. So if we were trading the full E-mini contract, it would have been 21 ticks is $105. You lose $412 for commission, so I usually call it $100. That's why I make it 21, so I make $100. I make sure to give the one tick to the house for letting me trade. That's kind of the way I look at it. But so yeah, we'll run 5 of these on the M&Q, and this is kind of how we do this one. So this one's number 330 right here for me. And so we'll just keep everything else the same. So that's my $300,000 one. So we'll hit OK on that. And now we have that one sort of like in the holster and just kind of waiting to pull the trigger. So it's this one. So that's one of them we want to put in the portfolio. So we'll keep building it out. Another one. This one I want to put in here is the RTY Signal A. Right here, it's this RTY 15 range Signal A 2080. So get this one going, and this one has way too big limits for me. So we'll do 500 and 1500. And these are per strategy is kind of the way I have them set up. So the strategy can take a $500 loss today if we get it going. We'll do this one on the, this is the RTY, but we'll do the M2K. We'll cut them all in half to kind of, keep it going a little bit longer. So we'll do 5 on the M2K. Set this one up for the same $300,000 account, and I'll keep everything else the same. So when I go look at it later, I can see what the settings were. All right, so we got the second one in the portfolio set up. Always good to take a gut check of the day and just kind of see what's doing good that day. Like nothing like current data to support a portfolio. So looks like we had a nice trade on the CL, the black gold. Looks like it made a nice trade right here for us. Look like it jumped in right there. It jumps in at 10:30, so it wakes up at 10:30. It's in again. Looks like I rode that one down for that first and second target. Looks like I got both of those on the first trade. See how that one does. That one's It's a possible candidate for this portfolio, kind of give it a different mix of strategies. Feel like we have to have a signal B if we've had, you know, two of them hit their profit target for the day. So we'll go ahead and add one signal B in as well. So we'll do a signal A in the NQ and a signal B. Ooh. Yeah, this one, that's the also CL signal B. This one's really doing well right now. It's up 730. So it means it's about 500 for the day. If it would close out, you could just close it manually and, you know, take the money and go. Yeah, I'm going to swap this one out. I'm going to switch it to this one. They're both similar, but this one's making money today. The other one isn't. So I want to make sure that I, you know, get one that's, you know, made money in the past and shows me that it's making money again today. Let me just swap this one out. Remove that one. I'm going to change it to this one right here. This one's the, you know, very similar. This one's S46T180. It's a very similar entry trigger. It just has a little bit different ATM, and it's up, you know, 300. It's doing good in this trade, so we'll go ahead and just swap that one out. So I'll do a new strategy. Go get that one. Get that template. Right here, it's this one. And we'll reduce this all in half. And we'll do the M and Qs. And we'll do 5. All right, great. The $300,000 accounts, this one. All right, there we go. All right, good. So that one's doing good. We'll get her going on that one. And I'll compare the data between this one and this one. They're both very similar. I'll do it over here on the side. So I'm going to look at, just want to kind of see on my end here which one of these two, if either one is better than the other, how long I've been collecting data for, and that kind of thing. So this one, signal B. Okay. All right, retirement plan looks like it jumped in on a trade. Hopefully it can knock this one out here. This is the NQ 2-minute strategy. Did well for about 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Really crushed it. Last week I think it was down 500, but before that it was up significant week after week. So it had a really good run. Really great strategy, 2-minute chart. Checking out some data over here. I'd like to build this portfolio with one of each of the instruments. So I'm just kind of looking in the RTY data, just kind of see which one might be the best one to get rolling on this this $300,000 account. There we go. Push this one through. Come on. So it looks like the best RTY one is here. Got this one. Looks like I've been running it maybe 10 days here. Looks like it's at $1,300, but it did take some losses. So maybe around $500 loss would be fine, and then maybe $1,000 target, and we'll see how that one will do for us. Looks like the retirement plan's back, still in this trade actually, not back in. So it entered right here. Let me change these. I think they were white. You can't really see them good in white either. Oh, now you can see them real well. Entered this trade right here. Again, this one we have the cross fire in here, but we wait till the candle closes to take this trade. And looks like it happened to be a really good move on this particular one because the candle did go way up, but settled right here before it closed, and then we took that trade entry, and we're trying to run it up. This one I believe is a $900 target, I think. So we'll see if we can hit this target here. Hopefully with the retirement plan we'll be able to get the big nugget again. Okay, looks like they had a little shift. A couple of trades closed. This one's starting to run up. And we'll have this one in our portfolio. This one will be in the portfolio. What other ones? This one's a pretty good strategy. And it's almost the same as the retirement plan, this one. Very similar. I think they wake up at different times. That might be something different. The NQ is down about, I don't know, maybe 175 from the high today so far. I think it hit 720. We looked earlier. It's about 550. So the RTY that I want to put on here is this one. I'm going to put this one on there. It's the S20, Signal S20 T80. Over the last 10 or so days, it's up about $3,000. So we'll get this one rolling on it. New strategy. Load. RTY. We'll lower these to 500,000, and we'll do the M2K. 5 M2K. All right, cool. Okay, next one that we'll do is let's do an ES 5-minute. Let's find the best ES 5-minute that we've got and put that on the account. Okay, so since the first, our best 5-minute version of the cash register is what this will be. So the best one. since the first. It doesn't take many trades. That was, I always say that about the ES5 minutes, kind of boring. It takes like 1 or 2 trades a day, so yeah, it only takes 1, 2, 3, and then some days obviously it doesn't even trade because it doesn't have any trades for the second or the third or the fourth. So, but some are weekends. So trades about every other day, I guess, and then maybe 1 or 2 trades a day. But it's up 1,500, so it's something we should put in the portfolio. Just kind of be a balance for us. So we'll use the CS 5-minute cash register break even plus 5. So it looks like I don't actually have that template saved. So what I want to do is I want to save that template first down here, wherever it is, and I've got to go find it. ES 5-minute right here. So I need to, get it out of this trade or let it, transpire through the trade. But I need to stop the strategy and save the template. So I've got it. So I want to. The way I can do it is go to positions, and I don't do this ever hardly, but in this case I do want to go to positions, and I do want to close this trade so that I can open up the settings and save them. And I'll kind of show you how we do that. If we would just unclick it right here, it would still stay in this trade, and it would either hit the stop or the target, or if you tried to re-enable it again, it would close that trade and then sort of be alive again. But what I'll do is go to the positions over here. I'll find that account name, and it's a cash register plus 5. I can right click on this over here now and hit close position. So I'll do that. Again, don't really ever do that hardly. If you get a runaway strategy or whatever, you could do that. But that's kind of how you do it. So now it closed that position. So now it closed the it disabled it as well. So now I can right click. I can go to edit, and I can template. Now I can save it. I can save my template as the ES 5-minute cash register break even plus 5. So it's now the same name as the account. So now I know that all these settings are the same. So now that I've got this strategy, saved, I now want to put it on my $300,000 prop account, my Apex account as well. So what I'm going to do is, these are all the settings that I want. And now all I have to do is go here and change it to the account that I want to put it on. And this one, I think I'll just let it run on the regular contract. No, why don't I'll standardize, keep everything the same. We'll do all micros. I should change that on each one of those. So to do that, now I go find that instrument. So micros, it's the MES is the equivalent to the ES. So boom, now I've got this one all set up with 5 contracts to trade on the MES. If it ever will take a trade, it'll jump in on the MES for me. Okay, I had the wrong setting for the the account here, so let me go get this fixed up properly. The account, it was at Sim 101, in which it should have been this one right here. So it's the strategy that we want to change, and then we're not really trading that. We're doing the M2K. So now we match with the instrument. We're doing 5 of those. It was the RTY one, but the equivalent micro is the M2K for the RTY. And this one, it's the M and Q. So we're just going to go edit and just change the... I just like to keep everything so it matches. So we're not really on the NQ, we're on the M and Q. We're doing 5, but it's on the M and Q. So just kind of keep everything straight. So when you look at it, you don't get confused or whatever there. So okay, we got 3 going. Let's put one on oil. So the CL. Do we want to do black gold, or do I want to do one of the drones? Let's see. Looks like the CL 15 range Signal A drone's up 220 in a trade right now. Looks like it's first trade of the day. Ooh, the Signal B drone made 590. Wow. Let's take a look. So it looks like the Signal B drone so far is the best out of the gate for the CL. Let me just kind of look over here on the data on that one and see if it's been doing good. Haven't been running it long, just developed these a week ago. Okay, so Signal A's up 14. Wow, that's a great start. Ooh. Definitely want to trade that one. So this one hasn't been in the ring very long, only 4 days, but has a pretty good start. So this one's the CL 15 range Signal A drone. I'll go ahead and put this one on the portfolio. Only been running it 4 days, but it's had some pretty good trades so far. So we'll get this one set up. Let me look at the black gold and see how that one's been doing. Okay, good. Yeah, let's get that one going. All right, new strategy. Load. CL 15 range Signal A drone. Great. We'll do 500, 1,000, and we will go down here and this is now going to be this one is the MGC. MCL. No. There it is, MGC. And we'll get this one on the live account, the $7,500 drawdown profit target account. Okay, so this one, so it's the MCL, right? No, okay, I'm wrong. CL, wrong. Micros, MCL. There we go. Almost made a mistake, but MCL Signal A. Okay. I think we're set. We will do 5 contracts, keep everything the same. Okay, that one's up and rolling. All right, looked like the retirement plan hit that target. Great. So it hit that entry here, popped up and made it through that little bit of resistance there, and it made that first target. So it's sitting at 670 for today. Again, that one's on a really good run since the first of this month for sure. This one's been a good run for the last couple of weeks. Okay, next one. So I've got, let's open these up here. Got these 4 built so far. So we've got one on the MCL, one on the M2K, one on the M&Q, one on the MES. Let's find the one for the YM and then gold. So we'll add a new strategy. We'll do the YM, and the Signal A drone did good last week, so let's put that one on there. Oops, wrong. Got to go here, load. We'll do the YM. YM 10R Signal A drone. Okay, we'll get this guy going. We'll do 500. Come on. Okay, get this going. 2080, so it's a 4-to-1. And this is the YM, and I have no idea what this one is. Okay, MYM. Gotta be it. If it's not it, let me know in the chat, would you please? I assume this is the micro for the YM. Okay, great. Get this on my account here. And it's the MYM, and we do 5. Okay, perfect. Got one on the YM too now. Hey, Scott, saw the question there. Which RTY? Probably is the question which one was doing good last week. The one that we have on the live account is the 2080. Again, I put that in Discord. Let me just make sure. Just check Discord real quick. Yeah. So when I took the data again, I went to the Bahamas. So I was out Friday. I still had my strategies running in the background here on the computer as I took off. But when I looked, it was at 3,040. I think when we looked today, it was a little higher. We'll kind of look and see in a second. So software updates. I added. Here we go. There she is. Yeah. So here's the settings right here for the RTY that did well last week, and we can look at the trade performance and kind of see, you know, kind of how it did. But I think it was at $3,000 or so. So you should have that in Discord. Let me know if you don't see it though. Close that. Where'd YouTube go? Here it is. Okay, good. Okay, good. I showed it. Thanks. All right, perfect. Yeah. So anyway, it was up $3,000 or whatever. So yeah, that's the one that we were talking about. So we got that one going, and now we will add the 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, gold. You know, and that was really cool last week when I was looking at the data. It was really actually almost unbelievable, but it was one of each instrument up there in the top. So I might have skipped one that actually was higher, 2 or higher that I didn't put in there, but I put one from every instrument that we had that did well last week. So That's the ones we're adding to the to our account today to this try to get this Big Daddy passed here. So let's finish it up. We'll get the gold nugget. The gold nugget did okay last week. It got 600. It wasn't a great week, but it was an up week. So let's add it. New strategy. Let's go get that gold nugget. All right. Gold nugget. Get them loaded up here. 500, 1500. Okay. Again, I've got a feature that you'll be getting real soon is this break even plus or minus. So at 40 ticks, this one pops to an 11. And we'll get this going now. 330. And we'll do the MGC. All right, let's push the go button. You know, not the best time of the day to push the go button, but we kind of have them all, you know, set up to kind of be in their windows of when they're, you know, doing good. So it's all within the data set that we looked at. So that's the way I always look at the strategies is we, you know, run them certain times, and if the data shows that they were, you know, profitable at these times, then that's just how it is. I think the best times are like 9:30, 10:30, those ranges. But if the data shows us that at 2 in the afternoon they're doing good, then we just gotta go with it, I guess. So we'll see if we can get any good trades in still with this one. So we'll see what the best strategy is now so far. Looks like those two are still the lead dogs, Signal Bees. Looks like Signal A is starting to come back. This is one that we do have in the portfolio, but it, you know, is already in the trade here. There's the retirement plan. Looks like Black Gold's positive still. Gold Nugget must have had one trade so far. Darn, the Haymaker was up a good bit too earlier. Well, had a great week last week. Yeah, my Haymaker here, I think I saw it 17 or 1800. That was a good week for it. Scott, let me ask you, do you move your stops and targets? Or anybody else out there, you guys move your stops and targets around with the auto trader? Okay, good. I saw Rory, I think he was moving around a little bit, wasn't he? I wasn't watching the entire thing, but I was traveling, but I don't know, did he move him around? Or Rory, are you out there? Were you moving him around? I did watch the video. I thought I saw you moving him a little bit. Yeah, he was. He's a smooth operator. He was sliding right in there just right. I think I talked him into coming back tomorrow for you, so I think he'll be on tomorrow. Okay, we got one in the trade so far. A couple of them. So when I do this, I go back in here and add instrument just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes with this. I think I did maybe, let's see, instrument and data series. Data series, I shouldn't have made a mistake because they were already there. But let me just make sure. I always like to do this. There's so many settings that I like to kind of make sure that I have them set up properly. To do that, I go here and just make sure that my, first my instrument is the MGC, yes, MGC. And then I've got the right range, data series, yep, 15 range. This one, MYM, yep, 10 range, good. MCL, 15 range, yep. M2K, 15K, good. MNQ, 30 range, 30, yeah, okay, good. So yeah, I do have them set in there properly. So now I kind of get rid of that because don't really need that information in front of me all the time. Just to verify they're set up properly, that was it. Why I'm not showing that. So this M2K RTY one jumped in this trade here. Jumped in on a long, kind of thought it was coming out, but seemed to give out on it. So we're down 50 on that one. Oh, they're showing. Huh. Kind of keep my eye on this, but when it was in that trade, it was showing zero, negative here for the M2K, but it really had 5 contracts. Now it's showing 5. I don't know because I'm trading all in the same account that it's kind of looking goofy here, but just something I've noticed. I'll just check it out and see if there's anything to it. Again, I am testing software that we're, getting ready to release, so I kind of keep my eye out for things that, we need to look at and test out and make sure we're working properly. But sometimes it gets squirrely with accounts all being together, so I'll just kind of keep an eye on that. No, so it's still showing it, so I'll have to ask. It's not showing positions here. Okay. That's right. Yeah, Scott, running these six strategies on an eval account. This one's a $300,000 account, so it can take a drawdown of 2,500, and you need a profit target of to pass the eval. You need to get 7,500. So I got these six set up to try to pass it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, here, 6. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it is 6. Yeah. Try to use it like a portfolio to see if we can get it to pass. Let me open up our Trader Pro and kind of see if that's reflecting properly over there. When you do run the Apex, it does update in our Trader Pro before it updates in this this section here. It's kind of like it has a like a done bit that it doesn't send us, so we don't know that it closed that trade until the next trade. So it's kind of something that I actually just keep our Trader Pro open and use that for my P&L instead of this window here, because it's kind of like one trade behind. So let me No, that's right. I got to get 20 grand. 20 grand to get to the profit target, and its drawdown is 7,500, so it can go in the hole quite a bit. So yeah, we'll see if we can get one to pass here, or at least start to make progress in a certain direction, and then maybe change some to the full E-minis. I was thinking full E-minis at first, but thought maybe we would take this approach for a few days and just see what it looks like. Looks tough so far. Trading's not a straight line. I've learned that over the years. You know, try not to feel bad about losing because it's part of trading. It's the entry. Someone told me before, it's the entry price for admission to be able to do it. And I've always looked at that and thought about it and said, yeah, exactly. So as we look at the numbers daily or hourly or tradely, we get too crazy into how they look, probably upside and downside. So being a good trader is someone who can kind of not be either side, be balanced. This thing all going here. Oh, I heard, yeah, Apex changed their URL. They're ATF now. saw the email come through over the weekend. Uh, Anybody who trades Apex probably knows it more than I do. I just was going to jump on it for the first time in a while. Looks like they changed their URL over the weekend. I saw them send out an email. I'm an affiliate or whatever with them. So I have a link in the description if you wanted to get some accounts, you could, and we make a little bit of money. That's pretty cool. They actually every time you buy one, we make like $5, which is awesome. Thank you, whoever does that. So we'll look here. So yeah, all the affiliate links and everything needs to be changed for everybody if you have one of those as well. Usernames and passwords. Where in the world? I get dependent on the autofill, and when it doesn't autofill, it's like a train wreck for a little while trying to go find the password. Okay, so let's just kind of do a little bit of a round here too. Top strategy so far today were the Signal Bs. Have this one Signal A starting to come up. This one's the S46T180 that I have on the Apex account also. But it made most of that before we got started. Then we've got the Signal B drone from the CL in there. Retirement plan still holding on. Few of these probably in what I've kind of experimented with a little bit and really haven't done a lot and should do more is probably adding a few more strategies that are exact same but change the profit and loss target a day and see if it could change the trajectory a little bit, because I have these opened up quite a bit to keep trading until they, you know, either make 2,000 or lose 1,000. So that's a lot of trades for some of them. If you capped it off at $1,000 a day, maybe they would, you know, be more consistent instead of, you know, trading as much. So that's one thing I've thought about. Let's see. Where is this password? Yeah, discounts, Scott. On Apex, what they're running right now today, I've heard in the email, I think I saw, I can probably open it up if I can't get into their account and get that email back up and take a quick look. It was just a quick one. I think it's 71% right now, so it's not that great a deal. When I was using them a lot, I was using the 90% off, so I'm hopeful that they didn't forget about that one. That was my favorite. See what this one is. Breaking even. Ooh. Nice trade right there. Wow. Big one. It's up to 1400. This one's there too, I guess. 700 and 700, 1400, so it's about the same actually. Okay. It's got a little more room to run though. This one closes at 900, so let's see if this one can make it. It's one we want to put in. Oh, dropping. Boy, these things can just sense it. Boom. Actually, it entered over here. Wow, it sensed it way back here. Stayed in that trade. Man. I don't have those kind of chops. Took it down, took it up, took it down. Whew. Bam. Got to it. Whew. Man. What a hot strategy. Can make money on this thing going down like crazy. Jeez. So it looks like the some sort of special 219. Oh, they're kind of giving a okay. No, yeah, it's 71. Yeah, nothing to get super excited about right now, I don't think. Okay, jump back in. So it caught that huge short, and now it says it's going long. Wouldn't that be a trade if it was able to call it here, take it out at the dip there, and run it back up? That would be unbelievable. I was in a meeting with Rory and Sergio one day, and I had 5 Apex accounts going on in a strategy, and it did that. It made the $100,000 accounts, 5 or 6 of them I had going on one strategy using the trade copier, and it passed them all. I have a video, I think it's in our product page, of that happening. That's just lucky. 2 trades, finished them. Yeah, Scott. So these strategies, we can kind of look at the settings of each one of them, but yeah, I think some do start earlier than 9:30. For example, I almost know, yeah, the gold nugget does for sure. The gold nugget it starts, I believe, at 7. We can look in a second. And then the CL, I believe, gets in a little earlier too. We'll look at them and kind of see, when they wake up. Yeah, let's take a look when they wake up. This one. So the way I look at what times, sort of the times that they wake up is I'll go, load and I'll act like I'm loading another one of those templates, and it'll come in with those settings. So it's kind of the only way that I know how to see what times they wake up is go back and grab another template that I loaded originally. So that was the GC15R. Signal A. Yeah, so the GC MGC wakes up at 7 and starts, and it ends at noon. The Yeah, so hopefully, Scott, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep them enabled all day, all night. That's the idea. So I just keep them enabled. They'll just wake up on their own and go to work and shut down when they're supposed to. So I leave them enabled all day, all night. Now, the data sometimes stops, so you have to restart it or whatever. But for the most part, I've been able to leave them enabled. Another cool thing about leaving them enabled is, you go to the accounts over here. And it'll keep these for the whole week. So it'll keep typically, it'll keep the P&L running P&L all week as long as I keep them enabled. So that's kind of a quick way that I can see, how they're doing long term too. Go over to this page and see, what the total P&L is for the week. So I like to do that as well. Try to keep them enabled here, and then cruise over here. Now, obviously, with this particular, Apex account, let's see. Yeah, it should show properly. Yeah. Okay, those are all still haven't traded. Yeah, so it does. So, we're down 340 right now or whatever. We're up 60 in this trade right now. So that's kind of how it'll work. So I kind of like to keep this one open as well and pop back and forth and see what they're doing over there. Let's kind of look. So I think we probably should have entered this trade at the same time as this one. This one's the NQ. We set ours up on the M and Q. Kind of let's take a look, because again, I was told they are the same or similar. So looks like we entered this trade right here at 17,541. Let's cruise over and take a look and see what we entered on our account. So it's 741 on this one. Let's look here. Uh, 540 and 5. So it was half a tick difference of entry from an M&Q to an NQ trade. So from my memory, and let's just, I like to lock this in sometimes because I'm always curious myself. And people ask you the questions you want to know. So this one's 540.5. And when we go back to the NQ, I think it's 541. So I think it's a half a tick off, but I want to just make sure. NQ. And it's this strategy here, same strategy. So it's the same exact settings, basically, except different instrument. Yeah, so here we're at 541. Back on our Apex account, we jumped in at 540 with 2 ticks. So we're 2 ticks off. We actually beat the sim account. We beat it by a half a tick, or 2 ticks. We jumped in 2 ticks earlier, I guess. It's another way to say it. Yeah, Scott, I mean, I don't know if there's a best practice, but at some point there is probably where to shut them down and turn off data, and then shut down probably Ninja and restart it. But using computers so long, I tend not to even turn them off, because that it's hard to get them to go again. So yeah, on these I try to keep them enabled, and if they can handle it all week, I do it. And then I shut down usually on the weekends and restart everything. But sometimes it takes you out in the week, midweek, and you gotta do it as well. So we'll go in, go back and check out our trade. Hope we can make anything on this trade. Looks like we had a chance for a minute there, but she stalled on us a little bit. Yeah, so a lot of these on this account run till around 3:30 too, so they'll be running throughout the day, and hope to kind of look at the score throughout the week and see where we're at. I'm going to try not to move any stops and targets on this one and just kind of let it roll for the most part. So it's kind of the idea that I was thinking when Rory did so good of trading these over the week on Friday. I wanted to think about something similar, so I think he might jump back in the ring tomorrow. But maybe I'll catch you guys later in the week and be able to kind of show how this one's progressing throughout the week. Scott, keep us up to speed too on your 25 and 50 if you don't mind, and let us know how they're doing, and if you're making progress, or if you hit some speed bumps, let us know. I'm gonna probably cut this one out today and call it a pretty decent day. Got the account set up, so that's good, and let it roll for a few days and see how it does, and share the journey with you of how it's moving through the system, and if we can learn anything from it. Yeah, agree. That's I'm gonna try not to. So, gonna just kind of sit on my hands on this one. I've actually never done that. So, it'll be neat to see how it does, and share the journey. Hopefully, especially if it's successful, we'll get up on the table and tell everybody in the whole wide world if it does, and we'll share it with all of our family and friends. Say, hey, you can get $300,000 account. That would be awesome. So we'll hope we can put the feather in the hat here. If not, hopefully we learn something to set us up for success on the next round. So we'll kind of see how that goes over the next week or two, and see how many days it takes to either make it or get stopped out. It's part of the life's journey. So kind of looking at the top few here today. Looks like we've got the signal B that really jumped out on the NQ and ran away with it. Couple of different strategies. Was definitely a trending day. So the signal B is the trend strategy, and that did real well. And then we had the signal A do well too. So it jumped out and made $1,600 too. So either trigger looked like it worked well today. Those ones have been doing good for a while, so those are definitely ones to keep in my account here. This CL, it's doing good today. It hasn't been doing that great. The signal B, signal A one has been doing pretty good long term. So I stayed away from that one today, but looks like it had a good run today. Maybe a little more data, it'll start to look better, but not yet. That's what happens when I start running them at first. I give up on them so easy, but if I don't mess with them and kind of like don't pay attention to them and then go look at trade performance, in a couple weeks, I've had some surprise me. So I've kind of learned to just try to be patient with the data, of not giving up on them too early. So it's kind of the top strategies for the day. It looks like the retirement plan did good so far. It's still got some work to do. I think we saw it up maybe 600-700 though, so it's lost a trade or two since then. Black gold's holding on. Okay, got this little YM right here, new strategy. Signal B though, again, I always get nervous around signal B, but it takes a trade way later. It's already in the trend and then it jumps in. So kind of setting those strategies up, I open them up. Kind of got to give them a little more room than the signal A's, and but they do have some good runs in them. Oh great, we got this 2-minute signal A drone doing well too. Maybe that'll beat the retirement plan. They're very similar. This 2-minute and this retirement plan, these two strategies are identical. I believe this one drone maybe only go with trend. Maybe the retirement plan will go against trend. I think that might be the difference. So those two are very similar. So pretty good day today in the auto trader. Everybody, thank you for joining us this morning, and hopefully have Rory back in the seat tomorrow and kind of see what direction he's heading in. But my goal today was to get a $300,000 account set up and try to put a portfolio on it. We've heard that term before, and would like to see kind of how we can do and get one of those going. So I got one going. We're down about 400 today on it though, so that's not a good start. So hopefully tomorrow we can make some ground up. But no, we're down 500, 512 right now. So man, about an hour. At this rate, we'll be done by the end of the day. No, we'll see kind of how she goes. It looks like it was not the perfect time to start one at like 10:30, but or no, it was about 11. Not the ideal time to start a strategy. If we look at all the data, we'll see that most of them make money from around 8:30, 9 o'clock to about noon. Is usually when most of the money's made in any of the strategies that we have. So we tend to keep them the way they are, and the data just works itself out. Not every hour is a winning hour. We can't figure those out yet, but as we go, so that's just the way trading goes. So everybody, thanks a lot for watching today, and hope to move the needle in the other direction tomorrow. Everybody have a great afternoon. Bye now.